Favorite Saturday night podcast filled with laughter, vibes, awesome jams, and that real talk. Cause we're keeping it 100. It's the Vibe O'Clock. Study right now. Brought to you by the YPG, taking things to another level.
What is good, fam? Everybody who's connected with us on one more Vibe O'Clock. And as you know, the YPG is indeed taking things to another level. What's good, Vinny?
We are back indeed. I'm still waiting, PJ. No one, well, I didn't see this, but no one sent me or you or the page the adjective of the week. How are we going to describe this Vibe O'Clock today?
I came ready. I came prepared.
Okay, what do you have for us today, PJ?
Today's Vibe O'Clock will be undescribable.
Indescribable.
It was that day where I bunked.
Let me not go too hard on you because I know my day is coming one day, so I need to practice mercy.
Your day is coming one day, indeed. Or 2 days or 3 days. Let me
not roast you too much. I'll let the comment section do it for us today.
But you know what's funny? The comment section will roast you, and that time if they were here, they would have said the same thing. Undescribable or something like that, Or there are those who want to pose it undescribable, No, it was not the day I missed. I bunked it. It was that day where I was like, I am not going to English class. I am not going. And Mrs. Who was my matric English teacher? Mrs. Naidu. Mrs. Naidu, very good teacher. Mrs. Naidu, you know, I should have been there, and things happened, and I missed out, and then I ended up saying undescribed.
I wanted to let it slide, but I just couldn't.
I wouldn't have let it slide. I wouldn't have let it slide. I would make sure to turn.
Yes.
Exactly,
Amashle, we need to add this. We need to start our YPG dictionary, and this needs to be the first word in it.
Definitely. Dictionary number 1.
Yes.
101, word
101.
number 1. That's what's up.
Yes.
What's up. So yes, today's Vibe Clock will be indescribable. As you have seen, we have begun already leaving it indescribable and not indescribable, as you guys know.
Well, if not us, then when vibes. Have you seen that metric jacket?
No.
So there's this metric jacket. It's all over Twitter. I saw it the other day. It's written, if not us, then when. Just let it sink in.
It's not sinking in because it's not making sense.
It's supposed to be, if not us, then who?
Yeah, ne?
But then
we hope they pass
Ish.
with flying colors,
Ish.
with bachelors,
Ish.
or we hope they noticed the mistake before.
I wonder what the English teacher said.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, English teachers usually were the best at dissing. English teachers, they were the ones who always had a comeback.
Yes.
They come with these words like "bah, bah," and you'd be like, "Woo! Where did that come from? Where did that come from?" Indeed. So, guys, today is going to be heated. We are going to be beginning with our Q&A session and kicking it in with the first part of the series of The Perspective. Today we're going to be talking about the low angle. Meanwhile, I want you guys to quickly go rush, share the link, get everybody. We didn't even send the link on our channel. I'm going to ask them to send it just now on our different groups and so forth, so that everybody gets connected. Everybody who's probably, fallen asleep or something, did not notice that it is the Viber clock time, that they may tune in. And your duty, your responsibility is to make sure that you are spreading this link. Today, we are promising it's going to be indescribable. We're going to be right back. Stay connected.
You told me hit the road, you said I gotta go. Said you're something for the souls, and I gotta let them know. Enemy coming like wolves, and I gotta stay woke. But I ain't never gotta fear, cause same power that rose lives in my soul, yeah. If you send me, then I'll run the distance. All I pray is you give me your wisdom. I'm ready to lay down my life. I know that you'll be by my side. I don't really know, but I know I gotta go. And yeah, he really rose, can't keep that on the low. Yeah, and it's gotta show, barefoot I gotta low. and gentlemen, we are where all the vibes went. You're currently tuning into the Vibe O'Clock, brought to you by the YPG, taking things to another level.
Hey man, we are back. It is one more Vibe O'Clock, and you know that here the vibes are indescribable. As we mentioned it today, I had to teach him that it is not
guys, you know my English is not make sure.
It's not make sure. So today we're going to begin with the Q&A session, as we promised you guys that we would be answering 3 questions at in every Vibe O'Clock. Thereafter, we have connected with us Olelwa and her husband, who are going to be joining us live from Grahamstown. They'll be talking a little bit about their story as well as the vibes of the YPG, that side in Grahamstown, specifically the Qabecha side. It's from the Qabecha fam. As we promised to you guys, every week we're going to be having a different coordinator talking a little bit about the work of the YPG in the different areas. You guys see a lot of the Joburg side, the Soweto side, what happens, but we'd like you guys to see a little bit more of the YPG away from, the typical Joburg and so forth. But I'm going to start with the questions, and I think today's questions are quite interesting. They're going to really get us thinking. Like I said, I won't be reading this beforehand, but I'm reading them now. I sent them to Vinny now as well, in order for us to give you the best of us and give you what we believe will be able to help and assist. And I do believe that the coordinators who are connected will also be able to share, especially in the comment section, their ideas, their thoughts, and how we can help build up and answer these questions. If I don't answer it up to standards, my apologies, especially because of time, but I will give my best, and I do believe that we will be able to help you. The first question, I'm going to throw this one on Vinny. I'm going to bully him, because number 1 says, I am being bullied at school and I don't know how to speak up. Please help.
Yo, bullying, the daily drama of a young person. Look, there's ways of dealing with it, but I want to touch on something, PJ, and you'll see how this one works. How does bullying work? Number 1, you're being picked on for something, right? Sometimes it's the way you look, it's the way you speak, it's the way you carry yourself, and someone always takes shots at that weakness, if we can put it like that. And one of the interesting things which people don't do is to join in on that joke. There's nothing worse than you, it sounds funny what I'm going to say, but there's nothing worse than you actually bullying yourself or teasing yourself in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what happens in that moment? They lose the excitement of making fun of you.
That's true.
The moment you're like, yeah, no, it's true. And the other day, my eyes were so big that it almost popped out. Like, I have big eyes, so I'm going to make fun of myself.
Yeah, yeah.
But then when they hear you saying it and you're not embarrassed about it, it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
If this guy's loving it, it's owning him, it doesn't affect him. There's no point
it's like saying undescribable. And you just take it.
You just own it. You even own it. It's your thing now. Now PJ is undescribable. Yeah. And I think that's something that young people also don't do and should do from now on.
Yeah.
Which is when someone comes at you or someone throws shade at you, don't, how can I put this? Don't let these words like kind of bring you down, but make a joke out of it, because that person's going to lose interest very quickly.
What they actually want is a negative reaction from you.
Exactly. That's all they want. It's that negative reaction, like, he's feeling bad, let's pounce on him even more, let's embarrass him. But now if you don't feel bad about yourself, they're going to be like, let's leave this guy, let's go to someone else.
There's no fun. And
plus, when you speak up, okay, sometimes you do get help, you go to a teacher, you go to a friend, but then they still come at you at the end of the day, after school, and that whole talk. They can help you at school. I'm not discouraging you to go to your teachers or go to anyone and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, at times, we just need to own that flaw, make it your thing, and it'll shut their mouths. They'll pick another victim, and you can even help the next victim. Like, look, I got through with it like this, so can you.
Okay. Now, I want you, since you took it there, I didn't think of it on that level. I thought it on a higher level. What happens if that bullying turning it up a notch is a physical bullying.
Then I 100% believe in speaking up.
Yeah.
To a teacher, if the teacher won't help you, I mean, go further. The principal, if the principal doesn't help, I know you can go further up.
Yeah.
The department or whatever it is.
Definitely.
There are ways to get help, and there are people who can actually step in and assist you when needed.
Yeah.
And you need to speak up.
Yeah.
You're not meant to be a punching bag. You're not meant to be someone's toy to be pushed around. If you are being harmed by someone, then you have to, by all means, speak up.
Definitely. And at times somebody will stop when they reach a certain level. They ask for help here and they say, nobody helped me here, and they stop there. If you, for example, think about court, there are levels of court. There is a normal court, and then you have your high court, and then you have your supreme court, which means you can always appeal your situation to a higher authority. So as Vinny said, if it doesn't work where you take it to a teacher, go to the principal, go to the deputy principal. And if that doesn't work, there are people from the department. And if that doesn't work, there's the police. There's always someone. There is always someone. And even we in the YPG, we are willing to assist. We have a couple of people in the department who support our work. And if there's something which we can do. But I think it all begins with the point where you do not allow what they're doing to break you. Because as somebody mentioned here, and I was going to mention exactly that, is that a bully is someone who is broken. They just want to share the breakage that's inside of them. The other day I went to a school and I was trying to speak, and there was this boy interrupting, and he kept on going on as I was speaking. He was trying to be the clown. And I said to him, I turned to him, and then I took it to another level really, and I said to him, you're only disturbing me because you're so broken on the inside and you need everybody's attention to look at you and give you that attention which you probably don't get. So there I bullied the bully. In other words, I leveled with him in the sense that I showed to him the reason why he is a bully. Do you know what he did? He literally just walked away. He literally went and stopped disturbing, because what I needed was for him to stop disturbing because the others were paying attention to what I was saying and he was distracting. So a bully is someone who is broken and wants to share that breakage with others. So it is essential that you do not allow that breakage to enter you, because as long as that person's beating you up or making you pay taxes, because there will be people beating you up, as long as you do not take it to someone who can deal with the situation, then obviously there are those who are going to seek to take things further, as Vinny said, the famous after school is after school and so forth. But you can't allow that destruction to be entering you, to affect you. There is a limit. There's a limit. I don't think I'd go to the teacher if somebody's teasing me verbally. That's me. I'm not saying that should be you, but I think if it gets physical, I know me back in the days I would still fight, even though I'd get a beating of my life. But I think there were guys that were a bit too big. There were guys that you can't defend yourself against. And you need to find the means in which you are going to deal with it. I think this past week, it came to our attention of a kid who was bullied to the point where he was killed. He committed, apparently they gave him something to drink. I don't remember the story in details, but he committed suicide in the nearby school. So the thing of bullying should not be taken lightly, and you should not take it lightly, because they're doing it to you. They're probably doing it to someone else who's also a victim of it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I hope we can assist. And once again, if you do need help, speak to your coordinator. They will find means to assist as well, because we don't know the degree at which you're being bullied. Question number 2 is, I'm developing a weight and body image disorder because of the way I look. I no longer eat as I used to, and it's starting to affect me. Please help. I'm developing a weight and body image disorder because of the way I look. I'm a bit confused in terms of because of the way you look. Are you provoking that disorder? Are you doing something because of it? I no longer eat as I used to, and it's starting to affect me. Please help. We can help in the mental aspect. On the physical aspect, if you think that there's something wrong, obviously you need to find yourself a doctor, nutritionist, somebody who's going to give you the best advice which you need in terms of your eating habits and what to eat, your weight, the famous BMI, right? The body and the whole what you call it, body mass index, if I'm not mistaken.
BMI. Yeah.
And they will be able to give you the best advice. But the first thing I think you need to figure out is, why aren't you eating, and why is it affecting you? Is it affecting you because you don't like the way you look, because your looks don't fit the standards of others? For example, make believe you're becoming chubby, and you are chubby and you don't like it because you don't look like that Instagram model? Or is it really something that you really realize that something's wrong with your body? So I think the first thing you need to do is to figure out, is this discomfort, this effect, this that is affecting you, is it because you are comparing yourself to others? Are you too worried about how you look? Or is it a matter of really you need to take care of your body? And I think then you need to look for an expert advice and someone who will be able to assist you and give you a better support in terms of your weight and your body image and so forth.
It all comes down to, well, for me, it's a interesting question.
Yeah.
But I believe it starts first in your mind. I mean, what's your understanding of how you feel and how you look versus what people say? Most of the times what people say, I mean, they struggle. I mean, if you want to look like that IG model, that girl probably starves herself before she before she does something. And I mean, some people go through very intense things like bulimia, you know, when you eat and then you vomit it out just to look a certain way. So if you're trying to match a certain standard but set by someone else, you will be unhappy. What people need to start doing is, number one, appreciating themselves as they are. I believe in that. And I agree with what PJ said. If it's a case of it's something a bit stronger than that, then definitely go see a doctor, find out the meals and the necessary intake you need to have for your weight or for your appearance. But above all, you just need to love yourself. I think that's the most important thing. The way you look, the way you are, who you are, number one, that needs to be a priority. You need to be comfortable. If your health or if your body's putting your health at risk, like your diet and everything, then definitely get consultation. But I believe self-appreciation is the most important thing.
Definitely. We can only give the mental support, because the physical support, everybody's body is different. For example, some people, when they're stressed, they eat a lot.
Yes, I'm one of them.
You eat a lot. I personally don't eat. I don't eat. Everybody knows just before June 16 or any major YPG event, I lose weight. I don't eat much. I am a little bit unbearable and moody because I'm really stressed with what's going on. Like, really want to give it the best shot behind it. But I'm gonna be very honest. That's with me. In his case, as he said, when he's stressed, he eats a lot. So we all have different bodies, different means in which. I remember the day after June 16, June 17, I went out to eat and I ate like nobody's business, and my wife was looking at me and she's like, "What?" Because, you know, that's how my body is. Other people, they reduce when everything is fine. So that's the expert advice which you need from an expert. But the mental advice is to remember that what is going on the inside will naturally reflect on the outside. Someone who's depressed, you can see it through their eyes. Someone who's hurt, someone who's not okay, you will definitely see it through their eyes. So I want you to understand that what is going on the inside will naturally reflect on the outside. And now the last and third question before we go for a short break and we kick in with today's subject. I look down on myself a lot. I want to believe in myself, but I'm really struggling. Please help. Where do we begin with this one? When you look down on yourself, it is a mental issue. It is something that is in your mind. When I say mental, I mean it's something that is here. And the problem is that you are only looking at the negative aspects of your life. For example, there are things which I'm good, which he's terrible in, and there are things which I'm terrible in and he's good at. So I can't be comparing myself or looking at the things which he is good at, or only looking at my negative things. I need to understand that as a human you have positive and negative things. There are things which you're very good at, and there are things which you're terrible at. For example, I can't dance to save my life. I cannot cook. I can't cook. I'm not saying I'm a bad cook. I just don't know how to cook. I did say I can fry eggs. I cannot sew. I don't know how to sew. I don't know how to fix things. I'm not a very handyman. If you ask me to fix things with woodwork and stuff and engineering, that's kind of not my things. As a matter of fact, even anything he knows with cables and stuff, I absolutely loathe cables and stuff. But I do have a technical aspect. I like minimalist things. There's certain things which I'm good at and others which I'm terrible at. When it comes to, for example, sports, that's my thing. I love sports. I like staying fit. I like being fit. I like the idea of being fit, of exercising. That's my thing. So you have been looking only on the negative aspect, and you have only focused on those things. The problem is not that you only have a negative thing, or some people say I'm not good at anything. It's not that you're not good at anything. It's that you haven't seen what you're good at. You haven't focused. Or rather, you have only focused on what you're not good at and forgot to focus on the things which you are good at.
You know, I like this question, and I hope that my answer will help the mass. In your head, there is a conflict of two voices every day.
Yeah.
The positive and the negative. And they speak every single day. One reminds you of flaws, failures, and mistakes. The one works to motivate, support, and uplift. And every day they clash. Every day they clash.
Non-stop.
They have the same capacity. They have the same strength. And they are able to make an equal amount of impact. So when two sides that are equally matched fight, there is no winner.
Yeah.
Right? So I need to strengthen one and starve the other.
Yeah.
And that's what needs to happen in your head. You need to start strengthening the positive voice. You need to start weakening the negative voice, so that when this one and this one fights, the positive will always win. And how do you do that? It's start appreciating your small victories daily.
Oh yeah.
Start speaking to yourself in a positive manner, and start disagreeing with the negative. So when you do something big, it might be so small, like I got out of bed. Yes, celebrate that.
Yeah.
I cleaned my room. Yes. You know, it seems insignificant.
Yeah,
but
true.
the more you celebrate these tiny wins, the more motivated you become. I finished the workout. Since he likes workouts, I'm sure when you finish your workout, you are
feel amazing,
motivated.
especially when I don't want to do it.
You see? And then you celebrate that. Your mind feeds off of that positivity. So there's little room for that negative voice to come in.
Yeah.
I got an 80 on my test. Yes, I don't focus on the fact that I missed out on the 20.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I got 80. So next time it's going to be 85.
Yeah.
Or stuff like that. I'm just saying, start feeding that positive voice in your own head, because your brain is going to motivate or push your body to execute whatever's in your mind. So if it's positive, if it's motivated, you are going to come out of that low self-esteem. You're going to come out of that negativity and weakness, and you're actually going to be great. You need to focus on that every single day. When you wake up in the mirror, you go to the mirror. Why don't you take a minute just to point at yourself? You know, like DJ Khaled vibes. You're the best.
Yeah.
You're beautiful. You're good.
Flawless, yeah.
You're flawless. You're invincible. Now we're naming nations, yeah?
Oh yeah. Unbeatable.
You're going to make an impact today.
You got an explosion in you.
You're an elite. You know, look at the mirror and tell yourself these things.
Yeah.
Because you're going to feel good about yourself. I did that. Honestly speaking, I used to do that when I wanted to fight the negativity in my own head. I would start complimenting myself every day.
Somebody said another one.
Another one. Yeah, it's another one. I'd look at myself and say, you know what, you're going to be the best today. And really, I would be on top of my game.
Yeah.
Honestly, I stopped. So this question is a very good, to go back. But
a young throwback.
But it helps.
Just to add to your everything you said, definitely. And I would like to add the fact that the people you surround with also make a huge difference.
Yes.
The places you go to, the kind of things that you surround with. I mean, if you're only listening to Billie Eilish and depression songs and songs which only tell you how useless you are, how miserable your life is, rock music. I used to remember, we used to like it. I used to like rock music as well. And there's so much depression behind it. One band in specific where the lead singer, he committed suicide, and after he committed suicide, all those lyrics made perfect sense. The kind of things which you feed your mind with also will help. So you're chilling with people who don't, as we usually say to you, add to your life. They only tell you things, or maybe they don't put you down deliberately or directly, but indirectly, where they're always telling their problems. They defeated themselves, and you surrounding yourself with that. That's why it's so important with surrounding yourself with the YPG, because in the YPG, your nation can be first and your nation can be last. You always feel like a winner. You might not feel like a winner when you come last. Here in Park Station, we have the famous dummy trophy, which is for the nation who comes in last place. It's a broken and beat up trophy, which you have to carry it for the entire month until you're no longer in last place. But that is always a memory that you did not give it your best, but not a memory that you're a loser. But that is all a lesson which we create for you guys to learn that you can be better. So in the YPG, if you go to any coordinator of the YPG, go to any mentor of the YPG and say, we're going to lose this month, they're going to be like, no ways. Go to any nation leader and say, we're not going to make it. They're going to tell you, no ways. If they are negative, I'm sorry, you can send me an email. You can send me, because there's
something's wrong.
That's not according to the YPG standards, because we teach them to pass the positivity, which is something which is inside of us. So surround yourself with the right people, with the right crowd, with people who will add to your life and make you not just feel better, but make you to know that indeed you can do more, that you are better. That's it. We're going to go for a short break, and when we come back, we're going to be connecting with our family there in Grahamstown. They have some interesting story to tell us. They don't even know. I'm just really throwing them there in the deep end. When they come here, they're going to hear it, and they're going to be talking to us a little bit about the life in Grahamstown, and obviously we will be sharing with you guys as well the theme of today's topic, the perspective, the low angle. Stay connected. We're going to be right back.
Where my hope is found. When all my depravities try to bring me down, I look to you, my Father. I'm more than enough. In God I can trust. I know through the ups and downs you care for me. Your love is enough. Nothing can separate us.
feeling depressed or you're feeling down? Maybe even alone? Well, the YPG is here for you. Do you want to vent? Call us on our toll-free helpline number on 0800 330 320 or DM us on Facebook or Instagram at YPG RSA. You are not alone.
Welcome back. We cut a little bit of the song, we faded it out just so we can go straight to the point and not waste too much time. We want to be done before 8. We are connected with our Grahamstown fam. We have Xolelwa and her husband. I don't know how we're gonna do this so that we can.
Hold on.
Yeah. We can focus on them today. We can be PIP'd there. We can be there,
Yes.
tiny. They always see us. That's it. They're
Yes.
shy. That they're in
Yes.
front of camera. That's what we like. You know.
Yes.
You know that thing where the whole YPG fam season and worse is that we starting with them.
Mhm.
You know, the first ones it's always worse. But at least one has the other. You know, they can
they
support
can
one
support
another.
each other.
You know.
Yes.
That's it.
Teamwork.
That's what's
Yes.
up.
Couple goals.
Couple goals. This is what I'm talking
couple
about.
goals.
Couple goals. Not this rubbish we see on the internet. This is couple goals. Xolelwa and your husband. I don't at least don't remember or know your husband's name. I know Xolelwa. Xolelwa is always here in the comment section. I don't know, maybe if the husband also comments on behalf, like bring your profile there.
Let me do
comment
it
via
here.
yours. Or how are you guys doing?
I always comment. Yeah.
Hello, PJ. How are you?
Wait, say that again. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you now. Yes, sorry, my mic was off.
Yes. Good evening to all. Basically, her comment. I'm always there in the mix. I'm always somewhere there in the mix.
Okay.
Just commenting.
And your name is
My name is Dutugo.
Tutuo. It's got that closer.
That's
Dutugo.
possible.
Mina uqanti
It's actually Zulu.
It's Zulu, ne?
It's Zulu.
Yo.
It's because he said it with that kind of
Tutu.
closer. You said tutu because you know
Yes,
closer say
yeah.
tutu. They don't say tutu. They tutu.
Mm.
There's that thing. There's that
Is that
thing.
thing?
You know.
I'm in Eastern Cape.
Sorry, you've been in Eastern Cape for too long. And where are you originally from?
Yeah, too long. I'm originally from KZN. By the place Richards Bay, Mpangeni. That's where I'm from.
Okay. And where did the two of you meet?
Hey, there comes the story.
Yes, it's story time. Hey,
Like,
Banana.
hey,
Hey,
Bana,
Bana.
that's what we want. Story time, huh?
I think we must start a new segment in the Viber Clock called Story
Exactly.
Time.
How we met.
Yes.
On that note, how we met. To begin with, we met in 2005. It was at varsity. That is where we met.
You're exposing our ages now. You.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Unfortunately, we are now exposed.
It's done. It's
It's
live.
done. It's
we can't
over. It's
even
live.
cut. PJ, cut. Can you cut that? No. It's done. It's live. It's live. Definitely, it's live. And did you guys meet in the YPG or were you already in the YPG? Tell us. You know, don't cut the stories. Go. The show.
We
is
like
yours
Ndabas
today.
here.
Exactly.
All right, I'll share the ndabas. So I was the one that was in the church at the time, and then I left. I went to university. When I got to university, I completely forgot about anything that's got to do with the YPG or the church even. So just few months after that, it was 4 months after, then I met him. And then we started dating. And then the rest is history.
And the two of you have a daughter. Am I right?
Yes,
we do.
And she's sitting right next to us.
How old is she?
She's running away. She's 15.
Oh, she's already YPG.
She's already a YPG. The whole family is YPG.
Yo, this is cool.
That's
Imagine
so
your
cool.
parents in the YPG.
YPG.
I'd go to another branch though.
Yeah, me too.
I would. I would.
We're not giving ideas, but
I'm not giving her ideas or anything, but I'd go to another branch and I'd provoke them and say, here, it's going down
that's
there.
going down there.
Yeah.
It's not. There's no vibes.
Exactly. Don't worry. Every once in a while, my dad also pops in. Like, you guys will see sometimes a comment there. My dad also pops in. Don't worry. Don't your guy worried about it. Don't you worry about it. And so, tell us, what made you to be in the YPG? What was the one thing in the YPG which you found that you just decided, I need to be here. This is where I belong.
All right. So it started with me. Basically, it started with him because he had a problem. He had issues in his life. Remember, I had left the YPG, the church, everything. I've left that. And then he had a problem, and I said to him, you know what? You can get help there. Just go to that place. They're going to help you there. So he's the one that actually came back. And then when he got back, then eventually he pulled me back into where I was supposed to be.
So interesting. It's like, find help there.
Find help there.
Where I used to be helped and I don't go anymore.
Now come back.
Oh wow. This is funny.
When I got back, you can only imagine how life was at the moment. Everything was a mess. I was completely out of it. I was destroyed. And he was also sick at the time. And we also had a child. So when I came back a broken human being. And then in the YPG, we got a mentor. My mentor basically is not, I'm sure she's there now on the comment section. She's actually in Kenya at the moment. So I was mentored by her and the husband mentored him. I remember the day I spoke to her about my life. I had never even spoken to him that time. We were not even married. We were just dating at the time. I had never spoken to anyone about my life the way that I spoke to her. I shared everything because I grew up without a mother. I grew up without my father. My mother was alive, but I had a grudge against my mother for like years, over 13 years. We were not talking for years. I wasn't even seeing her. So I found a mentor and then I spoke to her about my life. I remember the tears. We didn't even have a tissue that day. So you can imagine that the tears were just rolling. But that was the day that I remember that day until today because it had a breakthrough in my life. So, and things went on. We started being serious also with our lives. We got married in 2014. And then that's when things started to change. And then in 2018, we joined the YPG. The Archangels project is so close to my heart because I know what it's like to live and get your life being destroyed and you don't even have the strength to come back because you're thinking of how people are going to look at you and now you're coming back broken and everything that they told you that you shouldn't do, you've done it and you have the results from all of that. So when I joined the YPG, I made it a point that I want to be that somebody that I cried to. I want to be there for whoever comes in the YPG. I want them to experience the love and to find that somebody that they can talk to and change their lives. So that is exactly my reason. I want to impact someone's life the same way that somebody else did for me.
Oh wow.
It's powerful.
It's deep, ne?
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff that we love to hear in the YPG.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff. You want to say something else?
So my story is not much, but it began with her. If she did not call me to a place whereby I was going to get help, I'm sure by now I should have been dead. And I remember the first day when I came to the church. When I came to the church the first day, or should I say when I came to the YPG, the YPG started to empower my mind, the way I'm thinking, the way I come up with new ways or innovation. Because when I came in, I had low self-esteem. I never believed in myself. I never thought that my life can actually be where I want it to be. I always viewed all the obstacles bigger than what I want to be.
Yeah.
So it was a game changer for me. I saw people with love, and I was like, "What's happening here?" At first, I didn't want to join the YPG. Let me be honest. At first, the YPG for me, it was just different vibes. I have to be honest. And I'm gonna make now an example. Whenever the pastor used to say ciao ciao, or used to say goodbye, I was already waiting to look at the door. By the time he says, "Okay, Basala, we are done," I was already close to the door, and I knew there were agents there. There were soldiers. They should be obviously
At
the
the
ones who are
door.
serving. They at the door, calling YPG, YPG. I would be like, "Oh, it's like I didn't hear anything about YPG. I'm moving forward." But eventually I came, and that is where my mind started to change, linking what I'm learning inside the house as well as the YPG. And today, I don't have much to say. God obviously has blessed us in the YPG. We are now together here trying to empower the young ones. The only thing that I wish for all the young guys is to understand that you actually can be someone better at an early age. But sometimes the only problem is we think that we're still young.
Yeah.
We need to go and live, just live a little. That is the saying that is out there in the world. Just live a little, just taste it. These guys have been there, so why are they saying you don't go there? So for us, it's more or less to say prevent yourself from going there because you're gonna get hurt. That's basically my story.
I see a comment here. I don't know if you can scroll up just a little bit. As Babalo says, and now he's the one shouting YPG in the microphone after the service. They're exposing you now. Oh my goodness. You know what's interesting? We have he's now an auxiliary pastor who had that attitude, Moses.
Yes.
He had this vibe,
Yo.
against the YPG as well. He was
Yeah,
like,
he was
I ain't got time for these things.
I'm too old for this.
I'm too old.
That time he's young.
And that time he's young.
He's very young.
And I often say that the older you are, the better you are to be able to assist. We have a group of mature youth here in Park Station who help us. They're not always with the youth, but they assist the work of the YPG. So there's a huge misconception when somebody says, I'm too old for the youth. You might be too old to be in the nation and, screaming the name of your nation, but you're not too old to help. And as the case of this beautiful couple who are sharing their story, they have the maturity today because they can say to those who are today in varsity, I've been there, I know what you're going through. They can speak to those who have been through hell. Olelo, as she mentioned, she grew up without a mother, without a father in her life, carrying that grudge. She can speak. He can speak to the young man. He knows what it is. He's a father. He's a leader. He's a husband. So, but all of that is because he's more experienced today. What he's going to say today is easier for him to win them over. And with that, I want you guys to stay here. I want us to also add the perspective which people choose, which today we are talking about the low angle.
Yes.
Where people choose to selectively look at things from that angle. They choose to look at things where everything is a problem, where everything is a big issue. I'm going to speak to you, Bernard, when it comes to the young adults group. I will speak. I knew this was going to come up, and shortly I'm going to speak about it. He says we want to bring the young adults group back. I will speak about it shortly. But I just want to get this here out the way. The low angle comes from those who always look at everything as if it's bigger than them. Because when you're looking up, you're looking at something that's bigger than you.
Mm-hmm.
You come here to Joburg and you look at the skyscrapers, those buildings. You look up the building, you realize how small you are compared to that building. How many they always look at everything as a big issue. How many they always look at everything as a problem. The case of Tutuga where he, excuse me, where he would look at the YPG as an issue, as a problem, as something to run from. And today, as they mentioned, a place of solution. That's because the way he was looking at it.
Exactly. And the funny thing about the low angle is that it's far. The image that is big in your head, it's far from you. But the closer you get to it, the smaller it becomes.
Yeah.
So many people, they just live in their own heads saying it's just too big and too far for me to reach. Mm-hmm. And that's why there's this huge struggle for them to achieve anything or conquer anything in life. Like, I mean, imagine if they didn't overcome this perception or this perspective of life. He said himself he wouldn't be here right now.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't be alive to tell his story.
Yeah.
But what was big through the YPG, through learning, became something so small.
In life, you will only reach where you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get to where you're looking at. You're looking at something bigger than you, then it's going to be bigger than you. You look at a problem as it's smaller than you. I remember one pastor once he said that when David looked at Goliath, most people were like, what? That guy's too big. And they were running from it. But when David looked at him, he's like, this guy's too big for me to miss if I hit him with a stone. That was his perspective. He saw himself bigger than the giant, although not physically. But here in his mind, he was bigger than the giant. There are those who always make a problem out of everything. Everything becomes a problem to them. Everything is an issue. They have a problem for every solution. Instead of a solution for every problem, they have a problem for every solution. What if you do this? No, that's not it. No, what if you do that? No, but what about this? But what about that? But what if they always have a problem. And because they always have a problem, how do you conquer? How do you succeed? How do you expand? How do you grow? How do you develop? It's impossible because you are looking at everything as if it's bigger than you. So the first angle you need to overcome in photography, usually if you want to make something look good, you take it from beneath and you put that person above. That gives a sense of power. In a movie, when they want to make something big, they put something above. They take a low angle, as they do it. It's called the low angle, beneath, so that that person or that character will look more powerful, will look bigger. In your life, the problem is that you've been using that angle where everything has been bigger than you. Everything. You're always looking at others as they can do more than you, that they're more capable of you than you, as we spoke earlier on about the confidence. Get away from the low angle, because that's where you're going to be if that's how you are looking at things.
I see things like the ant. This is just for me to wrap up. It just goes in line with what you said. In the eyes of the ant, everything is bigger than it. That food that falls, like you drop a grape.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Like a planet for them.
You drop a biscuit, like just a little piece, that corner there, it's already huge. Some can run, but most won't run actually. In fact, they don't run away from it. They run to it because they don't see it as something that's going to destroy them.
Yeah.
They see it as something that's going to feed them.
Yeah.
They enjoy it. And I think that's how we need to see everything in life. Even if it's big, it may be big in our heads, but it's big to make us even bigger.
Certainly.
That's how it is.
Certainly. Anything the two of you want to add, please feel free. Share with us. Go ahead. We're putting you in the hot corner today.
Yes.
Yeah. On my side, when I was looking at the picture, still talking about the low angle, I'm looking at that cup. I'm like, yeah, that cup is too big as compared to those guys who are there. There's two guys that I see there, or two characters portrayed there. And looking at what is there as well, I think it's a desert. It's in the desert, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like a desert. So everything is actually smaller, but the cup is big. Just to add on what you just said, this is how life has been to many young people. They face challenges and they face obstacles, but whenever they look at it on a low angle, those obstacles become bigger and they tend to say, no, I'm not going to be able to overcome this. And speaking about, it's very interesting because I was looking at that as well, just getting some info with the characters, those who are filming. They portray the low angle simply because they want to put fear to assist to the opposition, if I may put it that way. So basically, if we look at everything in a low angle, we're gonna be afraid. We're gonna say to ourselves, no, it's not for me. It's for someone else. I'm not gonna be able to overcome this issue. That's just my take to it.
Perfectly said.
Well
Perfectly
said.
said. So that is it. The low angle. Change the way you perceive things. Change your perception of things and the perspective of how you're looking at life, where everything is a big problem, everything is too big, everything is unattainable for you. If you think it's unattainable, I'm sorry to say, then it is unattainable. Now I want to talk a little bit about the work there in Grahamstown. before we wrap up, tell us a little bit about the YPG fam. We have a couple of pictures which Xolelwa sent us. Please tell us a little bit about the work that side and what's going on and so forth. Looks like it was happening there. Talk to us.
Oh, the vibes are always on another level. Always on another level. You see, with the projects that we have, we're taking every suggestion and every advice that you're giving to us. You're saying that we should, by all means, make sure that we utilize the project to reach out to the young people. And you said something in our meeting the other day that, those people that came from the event, if we see those that are trying to be serious, they're trying to enjoy the project, so they're showing some interest in the projects, let's give them some responsibilities. And with those responsibilities, they're going to grow. So take for instance the picture that you're seeing now of the watchmen. Those ladies, every Saturday, they have a plan. Like last week, they took out envelopes and put a logo of the watchman and gave it to the people on the streets and said, this envelope can only open if you come tomorrow in the hangout. And some came. And instead of us just standing outside the door of the church after the service, we say, come to the YPG. No, we put up balloons and we put up something nice and interesting for people to come and enjoy with us. So the vibes are always on another level. We're always trying to come up with ideas on how to reach out to young people. Everybody is committed. Those that are committed, they are trying their best to reach out to those who are lost. So it's really, really, really nice. We see the improvement. We see the commitment. We see people enjoying themselves inside the YPG and actually growing. And this is what we want to see. And especially the watchmen. This month, we dedicated the entire month to the watchmen. And we were going out to visit them because we know, and one of the guys that actually left the YPG and came back, he's also dedicated in the project because he knows that it was done for him. So he's actually doing that now to reach out to the young people who are out there, feeling like nobody loves them. You actually see when you go to these young people and you see them, they've lost hope. And we go in there and you see the smile. Some, they even cry because they thought that nobody cares. So the YPG is going out there to do that. I see every other region is also doing the same. Everybody is in the same spirit and we're trying to reach out to young people. So it's really, really nice to see, PJ.
Sorry, he had muted my mic. This is the vision I want to share with all the others. I mean, you see that it's not a cathedral that they're working in. It's a significantly small branch compared to the branches we usually go to. But what matters is the strength. They're not looking at it as a big, with a low angle perspective, but seeing it as an opportunity. And I want to appeal once again to everyone. This is our appreciation because we see the work that's been done there. And I'm doing it from the back of my head. I told him that I'll be inviting from the back of my head those who I always see their participation, those who are always there. And I'm not going to be inviting. There are lots of major branches here in Joburg.
Yeah.
Which I've gone to and they're doing an amazing work. But this one I want to do it for those who are outside, those whose vision is in reaching out to those who are there. Whether you're going to bring 1 or 2 or 3 new youth, it doesn't matter. There's no price for a soul. It's priceless. You can't put a price tag on the life of a person. So if you've changed the life of one person, you've done something amazing. Xolelwa and Tutuka, they changed their lives, and now they're taking that and spreading it to others because of one word which she gave to him, and a word which he received that kept him, and one word which he gave to her that brought her back, and changed everything. And that they're passing on. So it doesn't matter how small, how few, whether I don't expect them to have the same number of youth which we have in Park Station, in Soweto, and so forth. We have now here in Joburg, once a month, we're going to be going to the Holy Grounds, to Soweto, all of us meeting, one huge hangout, that's something, which many don't have. And I can't compare that to them, but
yeah.
The work is the same. The work is the same. The vision is the same, and the vibes are the same. The level is that's what matters. And I want to appeal precisely.
Yes.
So I want to appeal to each and every one of us to have this vision. And those who don't understand the work of the YPG, well, this is only the beginning and just a tip of the iceberg of what is being done here in the YPG. Kolelwa, Tutuga, thank you so much for your time, for being here with us. Please send a shout out to the YPG there from where you are and tell us where they can find you tomorrow for the YPG Hangout. This is your chance.
They know, they know. We are at number 33 Beaufort Street, opposite the police station here in Grahamstown. Levels, hashtag invincible, hashtag unbeatable. They know, it's too much. It's too much.
I only have one question though. Who's ready? Who's ready for tomorrow? Invincible
Oh,
or
unbeatable. They know, they should be
all those who are
commenting
there. Let us know. Be ready for tomorrow. It's gonna be vibes.
They should be commenting there like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, they should be commenting. We need to see this. Definitely. Before we go, I'm going to answer this question very quickly. I will get in maybe into more details next week, Saturday, where someone was speaking to us about the it was Bernard, yes. He's like, I wish the young adults group can be brought back. So many youth that age group that are in the church. What is being done is the following. We are changing our maturity in the YPG. The maturity of the work of the YPG. I hope it shouldn't be, but in the branches, there shouldn't be, for example, anybody less than the age of 15. When I'm conducting a hangout, immediately I ask for the kids to be taken to the back or somebody take care of them. They don't participate. Oh, they're 14. No, they do not participate because you don't jump from grade 7 straight to grade 10. You have to go through grade 8, then you go to grade 9, then you get to grade 10. Secondly, sometimes I like speaking, and some of the things I say are not for kids. I do not speak for kids. I do not speak for, if you are less than 15, go to PTU. If you don't qualify for PTU, go to CBC. But I'm going to speak for the youth. I address the youth, whether I'm going to speak about marriage, or I'm going to speak about sex, I'm going to speak about success or failures, I'm going to speak about grudges, I'm going to speak I don't limit that. I'm going to speak in the language of the youth. And therefore, we need to up our language, our work in the YPG. When we had the YA, it kind of deviated from that and became a group apart, which was supposed to be a support group of the YPG. It became a separate group. I'm sorry, I have so much work in the YPG. 9 projects, I don't know how many hundreds of coordinators to attend to. It is impossible for me to add another group in my life. And even if that were the case, wouldn't it be easier for everyone who is a young adult to integrate into the projects of the YPG? Yes. Those who run the sports, they don't have to be of that age. We have quite a few who are working, and they're in their mid-30s who are involved. We have a few who are involved in the sports. They are the coordinators of the sports. Then we have those coordinating media. We have those coordinating uniforce. We have those who are coordinating. They are mature enough to coordinate these groups. So instead of me having to worry about all of this, I've got mature people whom are there to help us. Every once in a while, we will meet with them. We will chat with them. It's been a while since I actually spoke to them. I was with one today who even wants to sit me down. We're going to chat in the week and once in a while, but it focuses on being a support team to the YPG. And there is no other group, YA. Officially in the YPG, there is no YA group. There was, but today we obviously follow the guidances from Brazil. That group does not exist. It doesn't exist. So we follow those guidelines. So if you say, but PJ, I'm 35, I'm too old. You are too old maybe to be jumping, to be dancing, to be the invincible. I truly understand that. And I don't even do much of that. I have fun once in a while, but I don't do that much. But what I do is are very mature. If you were here in Park Station last week, it was going down.
Yeah, it was hot.
The Einstein riddle.
Yes.
The Einstein riddle.
Yes.
We made them to crack their skulls. What became 5 minutes became 20. So what we're doing is raising the bar, raising the maturity of the work of the YPG, and that's where the projects come in. We have a team in the universities who are always helping us, an amazing group of ladies who are working, but they studied. So today they are tutoring, they're offering tutoring. We have a sign language teacher, Shayla, who teaches sign language. She's a teacher who does sign language, and she's teaching sign language, and the sign language project is growing through her. We have Sylvia, we have Palesa and them who help us with the universities, who help us when we have events, the preparation, the things which
Sylvia
I
right
don't
now.
see. Oh, there's Sylvia there, exactly. Thank you. Please put Sylvia there. Thank you, Sylvia, for remembering there. She's like, I'm one of those part of the older group. Thank you. There we have it. And that's exactly.
There we go. We have another two right here.
Right there, exactly.
Right there.
So, I mean, today their vision is that they can help much more. Sylvia doesn't come to the hangout and she's not she sometimes comes, sometimes she doesn't. I don't expect it, but I know that if I send her a message right now, Sylvia, I need this, we're gonna have this huge sports event at the end of the year. Last week I was speaking to Palesa, I need your help with this. We have the sports, and still there's more to be done. It's just a lot, and there's more to be done, and I'm glad that we even brought this topic up, because I'm going to discuss this, and I'm even going to speak in our coordinators meeting next week Saturday. But I'm going to be very frank with you, Bernard. The YPG has to mature, and that's something I shared this with Bishop the other day. We have to mature. The PTU is doing a beautiful work.
Yes.
Beautiful work. The PTU, the last group of PTUans who graduated to the YPG, these kids, their maturity. I'm sure Xolelwa and Tutuka can speak about their daughter. I'm sure the mind of this girl is probably bangers. Like, she's 15 and she's like far ahead. She doesn't think like a 15-year-old when we were 15-year-old 15 years ago. So, but she doesn't have the experience that we have. She doesn't have the experience her parents have. She doesn't have the experience I have. You have, Sylvia, and the others have. She doesn't have that experience. We've made the mistakes to teach her. So we allow her to have her fun in the YPG today, but we're going to show her which kind of fun is going to lead her to a successful life. Which fun, and the famous, which I usually say, I never say to someone, don't do it. I just say to them, if you do it, these are the results. If you don't do it, those are the results. Now the choice, the ball is in your court. So I will speak more about this, guys. I will speak about this, and I want you guys to help me. All of you. We need to mature the work of the YPG. Our work cannot be this boring little work of just screaming and the same little. I'm always on the case of the media. They know very well that I'm like, I want things, we want, myself, Vinny, who helps me as well, Pastor Carlos and Soweto, we want things to be well done, very well done, because that's the image of the YPG.
Yes.
And then I'm thinking about it. I'm 31 this year. Gosh, unbelievable. I'm 31 this year, and I would not want to be doing things with somebody who's 13 years old. And if I'm doing something with a 15-year-old, this 15-year-old must level up to my vibes and not me going down to that 15-year-old's vibe.
As a matter of fact, every young person wants to be old.
That's true.
When you were like 12, you already dreamed of being like, can't wait to be 18, because when you're 18, you know, you're like this and that, and when you're 18, you can't wait for this and okay.
Then when you get 30, you want to be 18
you want to
again.
go back again, yeah. You want to go back.
But that's besides the point right now.
But I mean, when we mature, we attract. That's the fact, because every young person wants to look older. There's something about being older that's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't hacked the understanding of it, but it's a fact. And I think that's where we really need to shift that understanding.
That's so true. And just to wrap up, when I was in the world, I would go to nightclubs, I would go to parties with my friends. Especially when I was in first year of varsity, that's when I went really berserk in my life. My friends were 5, 6, 7 years older than me, even more. They were already driving their cars, some already had their cribs and stuff. And I remember that I wanted to behave like them.
Exactly.
I wanted to be like them. I remember they would say, yo, bring the girls. And I would make sure to bring the girls because they had the money, I had no money. I was in varsity. They had the cars, I didn't have cars. So I would do something to to level up.
Level up to them.
Why is it that in the YPG we have to level down to cater
Exactly.
for 13, 14-year-old? I repeat, if you are in the YPG and you're competing with 13, 14-year-olds there, and you say, PJ, I'm sorry to say to you, but that's not the YPG. That's not what
The
we
standards
teach.
have dropped.
That's Kolelo and Tutuka, my witnesses. The standards indeed have dropped. I'm not interested in numbers. If there's 100 kids there of 13-year-old, but that's gonna fill the YPG. Yeah, they will
Send
fill
them
the
to
PTU. Assistant Roseanne and
Viwe,
they will be very happy here in Park Station. The
Yes.
same there in Soweto. They'll be very happy for the PTU because we work hand in hand. As soon as they are 15, then they graduate, and then the older ones, they initiate them. Don't bully
Yes.
them. We initiate them, and we make it clear to them, like you're just arriving here now. And very interesting, I saw the other day, just to finalize, one of our recent. I think she was late last year, where she came to the YPG from the PTU, and the PTU coordinators asked her recently to go and teach the current PTU. And she was, and I walked past her. It was a coincidence that I walked past, and she's like, in the YPG, if you come with that attitude, you're gonna learn. Your mentor's gonna put you in your place. Don't come with that attitude. And I'm like, this is
This is interesting.
it exactly. So I mean, what are they going to work for if they leave the PTU and they come to the YPG and it's the same thing? So there you heard it from me, from my mouth. I am saying it. Tomorrow, if you are competing with 13, 12-year-olds there in your YPG, you can YPG at uckg.org.za, and we got your back. We are going to
Hangout picture.
we're going to help you out if you find that you are out of place. Let us know. But and here I was thinking, PJ is in his early 40s. You are, come on.
Yo.
Come on. This is the first time somebody tells me that I look.
Yeah.
Most people don't believe I'm 30. Most people don't think I believe. Most people tell me, what? When I go to schools, I keep quiet about it. I don't tell them. But they think I'm like 21. I'm like, yeah, 21 again.
Also, guys, don't leak his age. Let's leave it here.
Keep it here.
It's a
keep
safe
it
space here, guys.
please. You know, it's my vent corner. It's my vent corner here.
Literally, there's his corner.
Oh my goodness, we are 15 minutes late. And there are exceptions. Carabello says, I joined YPG 13 years. There are exceptions. There are kids who are very mature, and there are very few exceptions. But I'm sorry to say to you, there are some. We don't allow them to buy the YPG. For example, if you're underage, I personally will not allow you to buy.
Not for sales for under the age of 50.
No, not for I think we should make it 16. I feel like, YPG should be at least 16, or you must come at least with a driver's license. When I go to schools, the other day I had to speak to grade 8s. It was such a bore. Then they told me to speak to matrics. Woo! I was at home. I was at home. There's that thing, that understanding. So, Zanele, we can't go for 2 hours. Unfortunately, we can't. Thank you, Ayanda. Really look 21.
Yes.
Exactly. Holy Spirit, healthy lifestyle, all of that. Just a lot of chocolate, but that's besides the point and so forth.
Miles, they're gonna minus from you tomorrow.
Here comes Caleb Group for you, PJ. Nah. Pastor Gutenberg, who's from Caleb, whenever he sees the YPG, is like, the future of the Caleb is bright. He's like, when are you coming with me to the Caleb? What do you think? You're 18 now? Hi, bro, you're already third year of varsity. What are you on about here? Anyways, people, thank you so much. Olelwa, Tutuga, may God bless you guys. A huge shout out to the Grahamstown family. Keep taking things to a higher and a higher and a higher level. We hope to have you guys with us very soon. And to the others of you, next week we're going to have another YPG coordinator connected here with us, sharing their story and making things to be indescribable here in the Vibe O'Clock.
In our new dictionary, undescribable.
In the new YPG dictionary, it's undescribable. Okay. Guys, God bless you. See you all in the morrows. We're going to be having our hangout. 1 p.m. I will be here in Park Station. Our fam in Soweto, Pastor Carlos will be there. Kolelwa and Tutuka will be in Grahamstown. Wherever you are, there's going to be a YPG fam available for you. Wrap up with the snippet of that YPG song which is being cooked up.
Yo, yo, yo.
Because 13 and 12-year-olds don't come up with songs on this level.
Yo, where's the song?
Oh gosh, the 13 and 12-year-olds are
got
really
it.
going to dislike me
Got
right
it.
now. You got it. All right, we're just going to play another snippet of it. Just you guys need to give us a little bit of feedback before we wrap it up, okay? See y'all. We are going to another level. We out of here.
You set my world free, nothing can compare to. You set my world free, yeah. I set myself free, nothing can compare to. I set myself free. See, I will not doubt myself, and I'll believe in myself. In the YPG, as I live in life with every move.
Looking for something extra? Well then, join the YPG every Wednesday from 4 p.m. for the Something Extra. Where are you getting it wrong? Where can you improve? Get in-depth tips on how you can grow as a youth. Join us at a YPG branch near you. For more information, DM us at Facebook or Instagram at YPGRSA or call the toll-free helpline number at 0800 330 320.